Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Friday, November 1st, 2024. So, on the day after Halloween,
Yep,
did you do the crossword?
I did the crossword and I handed out candy.
On the day after Halloween, you
No.
got that wrong.
No, I did it on Halloween.
Ah, good. Whew. That's a relief.
I did both the puzzle and the distribution of the traditional Halloween candy
Very nice.
last night.
And did you find both sweet?
They were.
Mm-hmm.
They were. This was a very sweet little puzzle.
Uh-huh.
Not nearly as hard as I thought it might be.
I didn't find it nearly as hard as Thursday's.
Oh yeah, with the rebuses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was fun.
Yep.
It had a lot of fun clues.
Yes, indeed.
So
Starting with, I thought, one down. Dated a while back, ? Oldie.
Yes.
O-L-D-E.
That's right.
And it seems to me that we just had the word shoppy in that same place.
Yeah, that's true.
So this seems to be the gathering place for old-timey words.
Yeah.
Oldie and shoppy.
Could be. So
We'd won a two down. Number 2, which seems appropriate, was Veep.
right. Mm-hmm.
And the amazing 19 across, Nixon established it in 1970 for short EPA.
Yes, that's true. I knew that.
Oh, okay, good.
Mm-hmm. My favorite was 25 across. I just thought that was a genius clue.
Yes.
Golden retriever who ends up with a chocolate lab. Charlie Bucket.
Yeah.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It took me a while to unpack that one.
But yeah, that was very clever.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is Spencer Leach's 6th crossword.
Oh, uh-huh.
He's done 4 Saturdays, so he's sort of dialing it down to Friday here.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. What else did we have here? 17 across. Help resolve as a conflict. De-escalate.
Yes.
I was listening to an interview yesterday on NPR with Seth Meyers, and they were asking him some sort of show called like Wild Card, and they were asking him what he was good at, and he was saying that he's really good at de-escalating. And so I had that word, right in at the top of at my fingertips, and I was able to deploy it rather quickly.
Very good.
Pleased about that.
That's where I ended up. I got it all filled in, and it wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out I had misspelled de-escalate.
Oh.
I decided it had an I in it.
Really?
Yes.
Like de-escalate?
No,
Or
de-escalate.
I see. Because 5 down, the native East African people weren't the MAASAI. They were the...
Yes.
Actually, if you put an I in there, it still sounds like MAASAI.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes, I don't ever remember seeing that with a double A. I always thought it was either just MAASAI, but apparently it's MAASAI.
Well, it's been used with this spelling twice in the New York Times crossword.
Oh, okay.
Today and 6 years ago in 2018.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the only 2 times it's appeared.
That's interesting because it has a lot of vowels in it. You think it would be a popular word.
Mm-hmm.
So.
The one right next to it was brilliant. 6 down, in which computer chips are used, ? Online poker.
Yes. I never thought of that. I eventually got it from
Right.
crosses, but I wasn't thinking about that at all.
Yeah, I was thinking of motherboards.
Yes, me too. I was thinking of like hardware or something.
I was sort of thinking, because we already had mums for 5 across, blank demand action, gun control advocacy group was mums.
That's right.
Which I actually guessed at. And turned out to be right.
Yeah, it is.
But then I thought it'd be too bad. We had mums there. If only we had motherboard coming out of it for the online. But turned out it was online poker.
Yeah, and I did a funny thing when I started the puzzle. For some reason, I start my across feed there had moved up a little bit, so I thought that was the first clue. Blank demand action. So I put moms in 1 across.
Really?
And then I looked over there and I'm like, 5 across, blanks demand action. I'm like, there must be 2 groups. Maybe this is dads. So I put dads there and I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, talk about doing this when you're too tired, I think. But yeah, so I thought, there must be dads again, demand action. But no, I was wrong.
That was pretty amusing there.
Yeah, I know.
16 across small-scale business, Delhi.
Yes.
That was also amusing.
That was a good one, too. There were a lot of great clues.
And then the somewhat sadder 10 down, line from an unhappy diner, send it back.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't have to do that too often.
Mm-hmm. I also like 41 across, November handout, I voted sticker.
Yes.
I've got my I voted sticker.
Trying to get people in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
The V of I voted began 42 down, Romeo and Juliet setting was Verona.
That's correct.
You know, I had Verona. Like, is it Verona? Is it Sharona? And then I decided, no, that's a song by The Clash or something. Yeah. But it was Verona.
I think it was Blondie.
Was it Blondie?
Yes. My Sharona. Well, maybe not. Maybe it was
I don't think that wasn't Blondie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know who it was, but I'm going to rule out Blondie.
Okay. Never mind.
I might be totally wrong. 54 across was brilliant. I lift, where I was in quotes, just the single letter, and it was ego booster.
Mm-hmm.
That was rather nice.
Yep.
And then 24 down. Boy, this really, Spencer really got me on this one. 24 down, bench coverings, judges' robes.
Yes.
That was great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see if there's anything else. 27 down, the sort of modeling. Hey, whatever pays the bills. A job is a job.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Did you get 24 across, large amount, facetiously? Jillion?
Well, I started with zillion.
Yep, me too.
but then when I had to have judges' robes, I had to change that to a J.
Yep, otherwise you have Zudge's robes,
Uh-huh.
which is definitely harder to say. For 23 across, family group, what do you have for that?
I couldn't think of anything, so I had to wait and get a few letters, and I thought, oh, it's clan.
I went for unit, a family unit.
Oh.
That sounded good to me, but it didn't work with any other letters.
Well, I mean, unit could be a lot of different things.
It was 4 letters. I've heard the word family precede it, so I went for family unit.
I got it.
Let's see. Did we mention 26 down, Queen's Residence, Hive?
Yes. Uh-huh.
That was well done.
Uh-huh. That took me a bit, but then I got it.
I know. I was thinking of like palaces and the like.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very, very nice crossword by Spencer Leach.
Spencer Leach. Good job, Spencer.
Yep. All right. Well, it is Friday, which means it's time for Fun Fact Friday. Do you have a fun fact?
I do have a fun fact.
Excellent.
Kind of capturing the theme from yesterday with the rebus puzzle.
Okay.
The spoiler answer was Monster Mash.
Yes.
So I thought I would just give you a few fun facts about that song, Monster Mash.
Okay.
It was written in 1962 by Bobby Boris Pickett. Boris was his nickname. It was released as a single in August of 62, and then a full-length LP album it was on that was called The Original Monster Mash, that contained several other monster-themed novelty tunes.
I was going to say, they'd really have to stretch that out to do an entire album, but okay.
It was number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart on October 20th to 27th of that year, conveniently right before Halloween. It has had a lasting impact in various recordings, film inclusions, re-releases. In 2021, nearly 60 years after its release, it re-entered the Billboard Hot 100 chart at 37, and in 2023, the song generated $1 million annually in royalties.
Wow.
Can you imagine that? That's how much Monster Mash has been used throughout history. And the way it came about was this guy, Pickett, was an aspiring actor, and he sang with a band called the Cordials. And one night, while performing the song Little Darling, he did it in a Boris Karloff impersonation, as if Boris was singing it. And it was so popular that he and another band member named Lenny Capizzi composed Monster Mash and recorded it in the Boris Karloff voice. There were lots of sound effects in the song. The sound of a coffin opening was imitated by a rusty nail being pulled out of a board. The cauldron bubbling was simulated by water bubbled through a straw, which the Beatles then used in Yellow Submarine. And chains rattling were simply chains rattling when they were dropped on the floor.
Okay.
And then, in addition to the Boris Karloff voice, he also voiced Bela Lugosi as Count Dracula and Peter Lorre as Igor, although the actor Peter Lorre never played Igor, but he did in Monster Mash.
Okay.
It was released many times. It was, written back in the 60s, but it was re-released in 1970 and 1973, which is why I guess I knew it so well, because, back in the 60s, I wasn't listening to rock music, but
so basically, any time the authors of the song needed money, they re-released it?
They re-released it. The BBC banned it in 1962.
Because they were sick of hearing it?
No, because it was too morbid, they said.
Huh.
But they later let it on the air in 1973 in the United Kingdom, and it peaked at number 3. In Canada, it reached number 1 in 1973. And in the U.S., it got back on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at 10. Buck Owens created a country version of Monster Holiday, he called it. And then in 1985, when rap music became more popular, Pickett re-released it again as Monster Rap.
Yep, more bills.
There was a musical based on it in 1995. In 2004, there was another re-release called Monster Slash that was released by, or that was written by Peter Altman, who was an environmentalist campaigner, and it was sort of a critique of Bush's environmental policies. So it even got political. And then it's been covered many times by the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, by the Big O, by All Star Weekend, by Andrew Gold, by Alice Cooper, and finally by the Wiggles in their Sound of Halloween album in 2023.
Well, you're telling me that Taylor Swift has not done a cover?
No, she has not done a version.
Not yet.
But it has been certified gold in the U.S., meaning it has sold at least 1 million copies in this country. But man, this sort of obscure little novelty song has made millions for this guy.
Good.
And it keeps being released. And I guess maybe it is played every Halloween. So those royalties just keep rolling in.
Very nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that fun fact.
That's it.
All right. Well, before we wrap it up, we have a little bit of listener mail. Actually, we've got 2 pieces. We're going to read one tonight and keep people in suspense and read the other tomorrow. This is from TJ, and it's titled Internetease Insights. Hi all, here to lend some clarity to the bop and yeet discussion. Yeet lives somewhere in the game meme jargon intersection. In my estimation, yeeting suggests a disregard for direction and accuracy. The intended location is as far away from me as possible. I don't expect to hear it in any given Sunday discourse anytime soon. Bop is 2020's internet slang for a good tune. Unclear to me if its origin borrows on the bebop subgenre referenced in the 1950s clues mentioned in the episode. Solve on, TJ, first-time listener. All right. Yes, indeed. And we should have like a bell when we get like a first-time listener or a first-time writer. So ding.
Ding.
There we go. Thank you so much for that, TJ. That was very helpful.
Yes.
Bop and yeet.
Bob and Yeet.
Sounds like a law firm.
To get those into my vocabulary.
Bob and Yeet, can we sue you? Can we sue someone on your behalf? All right. Well, that is it for tonight. And thanks everyone for listening. Saturday's Crosswords out. We're going to tackle it. Hope you will too. And we'll be back again to talk about that crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.